Thank you, thank you. Hey, good morning, CSL. Thank you. Wow, very good. My name is Jake. I'm the music director. That's Jeri, the percussion director. And we're the band today. And we're going to get right into the opening sing-along. And later on, Abigail will introduce you to our amazing guest artists. But for now, you have to listen to me. And by listen to me, I mean sing along, obviously. Heaven again. Why not? I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Let's choose love. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road heaven right now, singing I'm choosing love today. Let's choose joy. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing joy today. Let's choose compassion. I'm choosing passion today. I choose compassion. Right now, singing I choose compassion today. Let's choose heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I'm walking the road. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Big finish. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today.
Good morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. Yay! You made it. I love it. You're here, and all of you online are here too. Yay, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Many of you don't know that we have 2/3 of our community is actually online, which is really, really cool. So I love having our global community here today. My name is Reverend Abigail Shire, and my pronouns are she and her if you want to refer to me in the future. I want you to know that I am a part of this great community as a minister here, and we do amazing things here. And one of the most amazing things we do is we teach. We have education, and our education comes through all kinds of avenues, including Sunday service, because all we want to do is equip you with spiritual tools so you can live the life of your dreams, and you can also tune in and feel connected to the God of your own being. And it's different for each and every person. We recognize there are many paths to God. We don't have dogma, but we do have a lot of fun sayings here. And I'll tell you what they are in a future talk. I don't know. Anyway, I do want to say that we have, for those of you who are here for the first time, we have these lovely seat back cards. You can take any of these cards that you want if you're here in person. If you're online, I want to point out we have a connection card. It's the second card down from the top. You can fill that out. You can give it to, you can put it in the basket. You can give it to anybody with a name tag or with a stole, and we'll make sure that you get connected to us. And what we have is we have a weekly e-newsletter with great spiritual insights and illumination, and also tells you about all the great community activities we have going on. because we have so many going on, we don't have enough time on Sunday to tell you about all of them. The other thing that's really important to highlight is there's a support card. Many people come into spiritual community because they need support. And we have practitioners, 62 practitioners to be exact, here to pray with you, for you. So just fill out this card. You can put it in the prayer box in the back, or we also have a link online that you can click and get live online prayer after service, or you can leave us a message on our prayer line, and we pick those up every single day. So we are happy to support you, and we want you to know that you are important. This is our sanctuary, and it is also our home, so welcome home. I'm glad you're here. I'd like to invite Rob and Melissa up, and while they're coming up, I want to mention that there's a really cool thing happening today. It is a vision board workshop. It's happening. There's Jules. Jules is co-hosting it. And it's going to be amazing. I love it. The beginning of the year is a great time to do a new vision board. Jeri is going to be talking about our mental equivalents, and one of the things to do is to keep in mind images, pictures in front of you of what you know your truth to be, and you just want to keep seeing it. You keep seeing it over and over. That's why I have a vision board. You too can have a vision board if you want to go downstairs at 1 p.m. in Fellowship Hall. It is $20, and you can pay after service, or you can pay on your way down to the Fellowship Hall after service. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and do our opening prayer. We have our amazing musicians, Rob and Melissa, who are one of our favorite bands here. And I really, really appreciate them because they come spiritually grounded and really tuned in to all of you. So let's just go ahead and set off that spiritual grounding with a prayer. So knowing that this service was divinely designed by the Infinite One, the great Creator. It loved itself so much that it birthed this very moment. And it called forth all of us to be here together today. And so I know from the message from Reverend Jeri and the music that every single person came here with a purpose. And that purpose is absolutely fulfilled by the Infinite One. And I don't know how that's possible to fulfill everybody's purpose at the same time, but somehow God knows how, and I don't have to worry about that. So I just surrender my attachment to what I think it's supposed to look like, and I allow the amazing, powerful force of the universe, I call God, to be its most radiant, magnificent self in and through and as this service today, from each and every person, from the listeners to the speakers to the music, knowing that it is all a beautiful tapestry that is gorgeous to behold, and for that I'm deeply grateful, and so it is.
So thank you, Reverend Abigail, and thank you everybody here at CSL for having us back again. If you don't know us, we are Rob and Melissa, and we do something called kirtan. This is a yoga practice of chanting the names of God. And it's call and response chanting, so we're going to invite you to sing as well. And today we're going to sing a relatively simple one, though, so you don't have any excuses. Because it's not about being a good singer, it's just about opening yourself up to the vibration of these names. So today we're going to bring it up on the screen, too, and really help you out. Everyone please repeat after me. Shri Ram.
Shri Ram.
Jai Ram.
Jai Ram.
Jai Jai Ram.
Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sita Ram.
Sita Ram.
Jai Sita Ram.
Jai Sita Ram.
See, anybody can do it. This is very, the meaning of this chant is victory to Sita and Ram. And Sita and Ram are two of the names of God. In fact, in this case, Sita is the name for goddess, and Ram is the name for God. So it's this masculine and feminine energy of God. There's many, many words within yoga to describe this. But my favorite is through these two names, Sita and Ram. So J means victory. So we're just saying victory to Sita and Ram. And we're balancing these energies within us. It's not a gender thing. We all have the divine masculine and we all have the divine feminine within us. And the goal of yoga is always balance or union. And Sita and Ram represent the divine union, the divine balance between those energies. And so this mantra, Sita Ram, is a beautiful balancing mantra. So let's try it. Remember, it's call. That means I'm going to sing, and then you're going to sing back. All right, let's try it. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Beautiful. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Sita Ram Jaya Sita Ram.
Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram.
Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Sita Ram Jaya Sita Ram.
Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram. Sita, Sita Ram. Sita, Sita Ram.
Your turn.
Sita, Sita Ram. 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 Sita, Sita
Keep singing,
Ram.
please.
Sita, Sita Ram. Sita, Sita
A little stronger.
Sita, Sita Ram. Sita,
One more, right from your heart.
Sita, Sita Ram. Sita, Sita Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. I'd like to invite you to stand up. And clap.
Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram,
Jai Sitaram. Jai Sitaram. Jai Sitaram. Sitaram. Sitaram.
Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Keep singing. Sitaram, keep going. Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram,
Jai Sitaram.
Jai Sitaram,
Jai Sitaram.
Sitaram, Sitaram,
Jai Sitaram. Jai Sitaram. Jai Sitaram.
Sitaram, Sitaram,
Jai Sitaram. Jai Sitaram. Jai Sitaram.
Sitaram, Sitaram,
Jai Sitaram. Jai Sitaram. Jai Sitaram.
Sitaram, Sitaram.
Jai Sitaram.
Nothing like singing the name of God to get your blood moving. I told them last service, when I was growing up, I only had Jesus and God for names for God. And I love this teaching because I get to use any name I want. So this month we're doing a series of talks. Oh, excuse me, I'm Reverend Jeri. My pronouns are she and her. I just assume everyone knows me. But maybe you don't. Well, buckle up, Buttercup. So we're doing a series of talks this month. Abigail did Ready last week. Today I'm doing Set, and Kathy Ann will do Initiate, which I hear as Go. So when I think about Ready, Set, Go, I thought about the Paris Olympics. Did you guys watch any of that? I'm an Olympic junkie. I love it. It's like, is it on? Is it on? Have I seen that one already? No, I need to see this one. So I love track and field. And I love the 100-meter dash because it's over like that. In seconds, it's over. But those athletes have prepared and prepared and prepared for that moment where they're set and they're going to go. And you see them, they come out on the track and they find their lane, find their number, and the announcer's doing all their things, and they are, if they're on that track, they are the top runner from their country, the fastest. So they all assemble and, they're eyeing each other. They know each other. They've run together before. And then the voice says, on your mark. And you see them, they get down in those blocks that they're going to put their feet against. And they've done it 1,000 times in their mind because they've been trained to run the race in their mind first. Science figured that out a long time ago. The brain doesn't know any different if you're actually running it or if you're running it here. The same parts of the brain light up. So they've done it. They've done it and they've prepared their mind, their body, and their spirit for that moment of their dream being realized. So they get in those blocks and they know just where their toes ought to be and the angle of their foot. And they bring their hands up to that white line. They're just right up against it. They can't touch it. I watched a video the other day and somebody was just touching it. And somebody came over and they were like, nope, back. And when they're doing that, they all look up. They're down there. And they're looking where they're going. They're not looking at that person or that person. They're looking about where they're going. And then the voice says, set. And they all rise. All their hips go forward and their heads go down in a moment that they're prepared for. And then the gun goes off, and off they go. It's amazing to watch what seems like complete inertia to, I don't even know how fast they run. It's fast, right? I mean, it's fast. And their bodies. I saw this film of Shikari. Damn, that girl can run. And the person next to her, they were neck and neck. And she looked over, and then she went, not today. ran right past them. And maybe they get victory that day. Maybe they get the medal, or maybe their victory is, I ran 1/10 of a second, 100th of a second faster than I ever have, and that's victory. But the point of this is that they've prepared to be set. Our theme this year is I am healthy, wealthy, and wise in 2025. Some of these cards may still be back at the registration desk. I encourage you to get one if there are. If they're not, write it down yourself. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise in 2025. But that's not going to just happen. I mean, it'd be nice if you could just say it and whew. There's a lot of stuff in the way of us saying it and believing it and having it, right? We all have that. So I was just minding my own business, brushing my teeth the other day. I'm a visual thinker, and mise en place came into my mind. Do you know that word? Yes. Some of you do. Some of you are like, what the heck is that? Mise en place. It just sounds nice. It sounds orderly, doesn't it? Mise en place. Mise en place, if you've ever watched a cooking segment on television, and the chef or the guest, whoever, they're not doing everything in the moment. They've got, I've got a little cup of this and a little cup, and they just kind of go down the line, and they're adding things, and they're pretend cooking for some of it, and then they get down to the thing that they've already done that shows the finished dish. That's mise en place. And what we need, kids, is spiritual mise en place. Right? I mean, I love the way God talks to me. I'm like, mise en place, what? So what is it that we're going to prepare so that we're ready when health and wealth and wisdom occurs? How have we set it up? How have we prepared ourselves? Are we set? Because we have to do something. We have to create practices that create patterns, that create beliefs that allow God to move through. Every morning I get up about 6 o'clock, and by 6:30 I'm sitting in a chair that I bought at the choir rummage sale 20 years ago. I love that little chair. And I sit down there and I prepare myself to lead a group in morning prayer. Anchored in prayer. Almost 5 years. Really? I know. I'm like, what? God prepared me, and I prepared myself to do that. One of my mentors said to me some years ago, it was before Anchored in Prayer even, I can always rely on you to go to prayer. I was like, really? Me? Yeah. You ever come up against anything, you're the first one that says, let's go to prayer. I'm like, wow, that's cool. Okay. That's my mise en place. I've trained myself to go to prayer, and I didn't even know it. Now I know it. Now I'm very purposeful about it because I know what it does. Now I could probably, after 5 years, I could probably sit in the chair at my desk instead of my little chair in the back where I hold my cat and read and contemplate and pray. so that I'm prepared and set for sitting in that chair at my desk. I could probably go down there and just wing it. I can tell you in 5 years, I've never just winged it. Not once. That's astonishing to me. I haven't had a picture of myself as I sit here in this moment. Haven't had a picture of myself of, the word I'm hearing is stamina. But I need to change that. I mean, I realize it now. If I'm doing something for 5 years, I must have some kind of stamina. Getting up at 6. But it's given me the practice that has cemented in me my beliefs. So that when, and I'm just going to say it again, when the shit goes down, that I have something to go to. Because let's face it, it does. And it has this week especially. Kathy Ann's spiritual spa would be a good antidote. Abigail will tell you about it later. Would be a good antidote for all the feelings and the grief and the disbelief of what's happened this week. It's Wednesday night. She'll tell you more. But doing prayer has got me so that I have something to stand on in these times. So I'm teaching a class called Mental Equivalence. It starts Tuesday. It's based on some work by Emmett Fox, who was also, like our founder, Ernest Holmes, a leader in New Thought. New Thought is when Christians of the turn of the century, of the early 1900s, late 1800s, they started having a new idea about God and man's relationship to God. And so Emmett is also another leader. And Ernest thought it was so important, he wrote a whole chapter on mental equivalence. Mental equivalence is, what kind of picture can you hold about what it is that you want to have in your life? Can you hold a picture of health in spite of your foot hurts, your back hurts, or you have some illness? I know it's hard. Can you hold that picture and be faithful to it and not deviate from it? Because when we deviate, that's our stumbling block. That's where we fall down. We have to stay the course. Because a lot of these stumbling blocks are really, really, really ingrained. We think them without thinking. I'm too old. I'll just say it, I'm too fat. I know some of you think it. I can't have that. That's for those people. And all that's a big fat lie that you've bought into and that I've bought into, and then we keep saying it, and then we keep believing it, and then there you go. That's what you got. The other day, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's got some stuff going on. We all do. And I just said, well, would you be willing for God to supply every need in your life? I got that from Eric Odell, because I can hear him saying it, would you be willing? And he would say it just like that. Would you've heard him say it, yes, would you be willing? Right, so I asked her, would you be willing to have God supply every need of your life? And she didn't say anything. So I just sat there, let her think about it. I saw it. I saw her thinking about it. And finally I said, well, there's your answer. There's your answer, right? And then she came back with, well, I'm willing, but I just don't see how. Hello, stumbling block. Hello, deviant thought. And I recognize that for all of us, it can be hard to say, I'm willing without knowing the how. But that's none of our business. The how is none of our business. Let me tell you a little story. When I first came to this church, there was a trip, one of those Kathy Ann's spiritual trips going on, and they were in Bali. Whew. I love Bali. I wanted to go there my whole life. Still haven't gone, by the way. The music and the architecture and the color and the spirituality. Ooh, I was like, ooh, I want to go. And then the next trip happened. Did I sign up? No. And the next, and the next, and the next, until 13 years later. 13. I'd been a practitioner for 7. I'd been in ministerial school for 2. And Andrea and Dawn and me and Bernie and Matthew, Kathy Ann, one night after class, 2017, they're all talking about going to Egypt. Egypt. Pyramids. Right? Pyramids. And, you know, it's not a cheap trip because she likes to be well taken care of, and she wants you to be well taken care of. And that trip, I'll just say this as an aside, I got there at night to the hotel, and Brent, my roommate, said, oh, the pyramid's right there. They just turned the lights off. And the next day, I'm walking out, and I'm like, it's literally like right there. Let me go back, though. So we're at the restaurant. We're at Mama Molina's. We'd love to go there and get a pizza and have a beer and talk and jibber jabber. And they're all talking about Egypt. And Kathy Ann said, are you going? To me? I said, I don't have the money. You're waiting for that look she gives you, right? Mm-hmm. And the head that pulls back. Oh, honey, she at least was nice about it. Oh, honey, you don't believe. Been at it for 17 years, 13 years, and I still didn't believe. Damn. And I was like, you're right, I don't. In the year and a half before that conversation, almost 2, but over the course of a year and a half, 11 people that I loved died. Yeah, it was a lot. It started with my mother-in-law and then my beloved nephew, who was 12, a baby that was 4 months old. How the hell does that happen? I wasn't in a great way, but God had seen me through. And had seen me through in a way that didn't happen when my brother died, because that was ugly and messy. For about 10 years, I had ugly and messy. How could I not believe? And so in that moment, I said, I'm going. Didn't I, Andrea? I'm going. And I didn't go, I think I could probably find the money somehow. Maybe I could, I don't know. No, I said I'm going. I'm going to Egypt. I'm going on that trip. I'm going with Dawn and Brent and Kathy Ann, Andrea, other friends that I made on that trip. And it set in motion, that single yes set in motion a series of things that were just like, what? What is happening? So I go home that night and I tell my wives, yes, I have 2. I tell my wives, I'm going to Egypt. And they went, okay, good for you. They didn't go, how are you going to do that? Right? They went, great. You've always wanted to go. And then that yes set the law in motion. So if you don't know what that means, we use the word law for the creating part of God. We believe that God is, and it's done everything, and it does everything, and it's in everything, and whatever it chooses to do, it does it, and there's the thing. So the law, you have the intelligence that's doing the I'm going to do this thing. You have the law, that's the creating part, and then you have the thing. Okay? My yes, because my word is law, sets the law in motion. Well, let me tell you, crazy things started happening. I come home from work one day, and my wife Jen goes, "If you'll sell my scooter, you can keep the money." It's a really good scooter. It's beautiful. It's that Italian light green, that Vespa green. It's not a Vespa, but it's a good scooter. You can keep the money. If you'll get it out from under the patio, I don't ride it anymore. Cha-ching. $1,500 in the Bank of Egypt. My office, at the end of the month, people would just move out of their office and they didn't want to deal with it, so they'd just put all their stuff at the dumpster. And I mean really good stuff sometimes. So big it can't go in the dumpster, they just put it there. I walk over, beautiful wooden screens. I think 4 of them. Cha-ching, $225. Oh, those went right in my car. And right on, I don't know, probably, what's that? Some offering site. It was before Facebook Marketplace. What is it? Craigslist. Yes, went on Craigslist. Won a prize at an office party. I didn't want that prize. Cha-ching, $100, Bank of Egypt. And it just kept happening because I didn't deviate from my yes. I didn't throw out any stumbling blocks and throw the mise en place all around, make a mess of everything. Because I'm going to back up for a second, in a restaurant and in a bar, when they get all that set up, they don't have to think. They're in their zone of genius. They're just doing this. I hate cilantro. And it occurred to me this morning why I get cilantro on dishes I've asked to have no cilantro on. Because they're not thinking, they're doing. And when that bartender sets up the bar, they know exactly what bottle to grab without looking at it because they've prepared themselves. They've gotten set. They don't have to think about it. In a restaurant, there's even people that do just that. Get it all set. What can you do to get yourself set? What practice can you keep at unwaveringly and just do it? Just do it. God knows what it's doing. That's been my mantra for a couple years now. God knows what it's doing. And whatever it decides it wants to do, and it puts a desire in your heart or my heart that says, go do this or go have that, it knows how to do it. So we don't have to know the how. We think our good is dependent upon the material world, and it is not dependent on the material world. It is dependent on our ability to say yes and never waver. Because that's knowing. That's knowing. That's knowing God. There was a blessing on that trip. There were a lot of blessings on that trip to Egypt. God knew what it was doing, getting me to Egypt. Because as you can well imagine, I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. And one morning, we board little boats in dark 30 hour. I mean, it's technically morning, but it's dark out. To ride in boats to an island on a lake in the middle of Egypt to go to this temple. We're going to this main part of the temple, and there was a lot of hubbub, and I got irritated by someone. And I just needed to get away from the hubbub. And I walked into this room next to that area that seemingly was like pitch black dark. And then as my eyes adjusted, I saw there was a little bit of light. There was a little hole cut in the ceiling of that room. And when I asked God, what do I do with all this grief? I heard, that's how it works for me, I heard, just be the light. And as I turned my hands up, the light hit my hands. Right? Oh, but that's not the end of the story yet. That morning, the trip was magic, but that morning was magic. God needed me there because I walk out of that area and I walk down there, and in this stone cubicle is a carved chair, which is the symbol for Isis. And there on a lake in the middle of Egypt, in the wee hours of the morning, are my nephew's initials. Right? How does that happen? God needed me to say yes so that it could demonstrate to me I'm never alone. Just needed me to say yes. Come on, Jeri. I just pictured God going, come on. What do you need? Just say yes. So, as I said earlier, Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind, this is our textbook. This is what we base our teaching on. And man, I've been reading this book for, I guess, 25 years maybe. And it just gets better and better. And I found this. And I'm going to ask you to pay attention. He says this on page 282. The way to proceed is to begin right where we are. It is not scientific to attempt to begin anywhere else. One who understands the systematic use of the law, don't waver, systematic use of the law, will understand that he is where he is because of what he is. But he will not say, I must remain where I am because of what I am. Instead, he will begin to disclaim what he appears to be. Disclaim it. Don't agree with it. That's our problem. We keep agreeing with this ridiculous stuff that we think about ourselves or think about the things that we want. Disclaim it. As his statements release wrong subjective tendencies, providing in their place a correct concept of life, I'm going said, I know God will supply it. I didn't have to say all the other stuff. I said, I'm going. I gave it a correct way of thinking. Gave myself a correct way of thinking. As his statements release wrong subjective tendencies, providing in their place a correct concept of life and reality, he will automatically be lifted out of his condition. Impelling forces sweeping everything before them will set him free if he trusts in spirit and the working of the law. It's done unto us as we believe. All ancient wisdom that I've come across says this in one way or another. I found it in the Gita. I found it in the Quran. I have found it over and over in the words of Jesus and the apostles. It's in the Bible. It's in this book. It's in Emmett Fox. It's in Emma. Because what we keep thinking becomes our belief. So be careful what you're thinking. Because once you have a belief, that creates an expectation. An expectation must be met by law. The universe, God, whatever you want to call it. It takes whatever we say and says, okay, there you go. So we have to get ourselves set up for success. There's a great line from Ted Lasso. I feel like I've said this before, maybe not, but it says, practice makes possibility. He just says that. Love that show. It's got some gems. Practice makes possibility. Practicing, whatever that is for you. For me, it's sitting in a chair every day thinking about God and letting it lead me. Sometimes I have no idea what we're doing. Sometimes in the middle of the night, it's like, guess what? But then I'm available, and I remain steadfast to it. So listen to this. This is the really important part. Stay with the one and never deviate from it. Never deviate. Never leave it for a moment. Nothing else can equal this attitude. That's a bold statement for a man that's written a whole book about stuff. Then he has all caps, which is, for me, the spiritual ear flick. To desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove that we do not know the truth. Wow, right? What do? Oh, I guess it's not going to happen. Guess I can't have it. Guess it's just for them. Wish I had that. We do all kinds of crazy stuff. When things look the worst, that's the supreme moment to demonstrate to ourselves that there are no obstructions to the operation of truth. God cannot get in its own way. It's impossible. That would be God in something else. If there was something that could impede the movement of God, that would be something else other than God. And we only believe in God. There's no obstructions to truth. When things look the worst is the best time to work, the most satisfying time. The person who can throw himself with a complete abandon into the limitless sea of receptivity. Doesn't that sound nice? Floating along. The limitless sea of receptivity. He's capitalized that. Another name for God. Having cut loose from all apparent moorings. You know moorings? That's what keeps the boat at the dock. Or tethered away from the dock because it's got an anchor. It's moored. Cut away all apparent moorings is the one who will receive the greatest reward. Anybody against that? Show of hands. Somebody doesn't want that? All right. So you have to practice. You have to find what it is for you. For me, it's sitting in a chair. For me, it's singing. I sing so much, I sing in my sleep. I said, what am I singing? I don't know, you're just singing. But find what it is. Find that place where you and God are boundless and without border. Because it's there. I can tell you for sure it's there. Because if it's here, and I know that it is, then I know it's there. Because there's God and only God. So play with me for a minute. Close your eyes. There's something that you want. There's something that God wants to do for you that it will do through you if you allow it. Think about what it is. Probably the first thing that came to your mind. What would it feel like to have it? Oh, a lot of deep breaths. What would it feel like to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's yours now? You don't have to do anything but believe. Just believe. And not waver. What would that feel like? I see you smiling. Do this every day. Do it every day. Make this your mise en place. Picture the working of God in your life through you, for you, but with you. Ernest says it can only do for us what it does through us. So make yourself available. Make yourself available. See what happens. What day is this? The 12th? All right. 30 days. I challenge you to do this for 30 days and tell me at the end of it, nah, I'll be really surprised. And if it is, I'll say, well, keep going. In mental equivalence, Emmett Fox says it could happen in a week, a month, or a year. So don't give up. That's the part where we have to not deviate. When we can't see it, we still have to know it. Good? Yes. Are you willing? Yes. Let's pray. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful this day. I'm grateful that God is, and that I get to experience it in so many wonderful ways, that I get to experience it as the people here in this room, the people out in the ether of the web, that I get to feel it and touch it and know it. As close as my breath and the beat of my heart. And on this day, I say yes. Say yes out loud right now. Say yes. Yes. You have set the law in motion. Be faithful. Be faithful. And so it is.
So the ancient wisdom of India is found most originally in a scripture called the Vedas, over 5,000 years old, written in Sanskrit. And in the Vedas, it says that God is one. God is one, but the wise call it by different names. So in Kirtan, we chant many, many different names. Today, now in this next chant, we're going to chant, it's even more simple, so you have even less excuses to not sing. We can bring it up. It's simply Hari Om. Everyone say that. Hari Om. And Hari is another name for God. The full mantra is actually, that we were not going to sing today, but the full mantra, if you hear it, is Hari Om Tat Sat. And Tat Sat means, essentially, that's the truth. So simply, this mantra means, God, that's the truth. And so much of setting ourselves up to succeed in spirituality is to remember that God is the truth, and affirming God's presence in our lives. So this is a beautiful mantra to just continue to affirm God's presence in our life. And we're going to let Melissa sing the first round, and then we're all going to just join in, and it's going to be like a sing-along. All right? So let's try it.
Hari Om, 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 Hari Om. Hari Om.
Last one. Sing your yes. Give it all you got.
Everybody join me. Keep singing.
Close your eyes and keep singing.
I just want to sit there for 20 minutes. And while we're sitting here in the bask of the Om, I do have some quick announcements for you. First of all, I want to mention that later, after the announcements, we do what all spiritual communities do, is we ask you to make a gift, make a donation, share your generosity with us, knowing that it's people like you who in the past invested in this place, and that's why we're still here. And we're here after, I think, 102, 103 years now. Yeah, I think we're at our 103rd year of being in operation. So if you want to make a gift, there's plenty of ways for you to give. Venmo, text to give, going to our website. We have a CSL app. There's all kinds of ways to give. Meanwhile, I have a few announcements. Jeri had mentioned the Spiritual Spa Wednesdays, which is going to be a monthly spiritual spa hosted and facilitated by Kathy Ann. The first one is January 15th. It is in person only, and it is at 6 o'clock. And the idea is that there's soul treatments for health, wealth, and wisdom, so we can be in alignment with our annual theme. So if you're interested in that, Kathy Ann is amazing. If you haven't been to any of her activities in person, it's a great opportunity. The second great opportunity we have, which is not in person, it is online only, is the Practical Mysticism class, which is Mysticism on the Mount. This class starts this week. It is also monthly, and it is Reverend Sharon Ramey and Reverend Don Beatty, and they're gonna, if you really want to get deep into your spirituality or get high on your spirituality, you might want to do some mysticism on the Mount. I signed up for it. I'd love to have you all join. I'm really excited about this class. In addition, get ready, get set for the Super Bowl because it begins today. Yeah. We have Kathy in the back with her pom-pom. She's ready for the Super Bowl. All right. Because we are going to beat hunger. Yes. So this is our Super Bowl, if you didn't get that before, the Super Bowl. And we also compete against ourselves and other New Thought centers in raising the most donations for our local food banks. And the food banks really do look forward to us because a lot of people give during the November, December time frame. And guess what? There's still people who need food in January. So we have the Super Bowl. It goes now through February 9th. You can bring cans of food and leave them here, or you can donate some money and the food bank will buy some cans of food for you. And if you have any questions about any of the activities, there is a registration desk in the lobby area. If you want to go down there, you can always send us an email, or you can check on our website. Now, with that, I would love to invite our usher to please come forward. We have Richard in his regal outfit and black leather pants. I really want to wear my leather pants one day. Wow. Say yes. Okay. I know, right? All right, well, in that, if you would say yes to this community by considering making a gift at this time, whatever you're planning on giving, please put it to your heart. And know with me that this is a gift of energy, and that this energy multiplies abundantly. It blesses both the giver and the receiver, which is each and every one of us. It does amazing work in this world. It reminds us that there is something bigger. There is something here for each and every one of us to say yes to and to allow it to flow through us and to bless others as well. And for that, I'm grateful, and so it is. So feel free to dance your money down the aisle, or if you gave online, you can also just bless the basket on your way down. All right. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Maria Macaroni, practitioner here at Center for Spiritual Living Seattle. And we will have a prayer circle up here led by the wise and wonderful Evgenia Winningham. And if you would like an individual one-on-one prayer with a practitioner, at the back table we have Cindy. Hi, Cindy. And I'm just going to take us into our benediction right now. So let's just all take a deep breath together. Turning within, I'm so grateful and thankful for all that has transpired here today, all the names of God, the love that's palpable, for God speaking through beloved Reverend Jeri. Just grateful and thankful for all of it. Knowing that this thing that we call God, this alive, invisible substance of all life, seen and unseen, we can never be separate from it. It is right where we are, beloveds, right where we are, always. Not just while this word is being spoken, but always and in all ways. So in God, we become ready. In God, we become set. And in God, I say yes, and we are ready to go. Bring it. And I am grateful and thankful to know as we leave this place, this beautiful sanctuary, that we remember that we are blessed and a blessing wherever we go upon this planet. And so it is.
All right, everybody, it's time for the closing sing-along. Quick news about that. We will have a new one next week, so prepare yourself for that. But I'm not willing to sing that by myself for right now. So, would you please all join me for what may be the last time for a little minute and this little light of mine?